world. Good morning, Pilipinas. Welcome to our The Teacher Voice. This is an hour show that aims to give teachers the opportunity to talk on air about their unforgettable journey, thrilling adventures, share their splendid wisdom to inspire and give hope to our listeners and viewers. This show airs by the Philippine Las Vegas radio station located in the heart of Las Vegas every Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific Time and 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And in the Philippines, it's Sunday, 9 in the morning. I am Teacher Judy, your host, and my co-host for tonight is Tita Pacita Ross from New York City.
Hello.
Before we proceed sa ating program, Tita, we are ready to greet our teachers and around the world. It's your turn, Tita.
Of course. Okay. Very warm greetings to everyone, wherever you are, in Asia, Europe, the US, and especially to the teachers who are doing a very fantastic job educating our young citizens to become very good contributors to the society. Good luck to all of you and thank you.
Yes. And we would like also to greet Tita Josie in Las Vegas right now. We want to say hi to you, even though that you are not here with us,
Right.
but our hearts and minds, our prayers are with you. Tita Josie, get well soon. And also, I would like also to greet our friends, families, our teachers all over the Philippines and the world. You have done a lot of good works and inspirations to us. You are inspiring our students, our parents, and even in general, the whole society. So, salute to you guys. And tonight, we have a very, very special Tita Pasit. We have a very special guest.
Yeah, that's right.
And, this person, later, we will know who she is. And yes, you can start reading the bio, Tita.
Okay, yeah. It's my privilege to introduce our guests for tonight, who believes that education is a continuous process and that one never stops learning, may it be in a classroom or in life itself. Born in 1976, she has been everywhere in the pursuit of learning. She started to learn at an early age of 17 in the so-called University of Life and has never stopped since. She opened her eyes to the different walks of life and has found her niche, becoming an instructor and an educator. Passionate about teaching, she continues to pursue higher academic goals. And presently, she's about to complete a doctorate in education, majoring in teaching physical education.
She has been an advocate of teaching the youth of the Philippines on how to swim. For she have seen how it is like to be criticized in the field of water skills. She started to then to incorporate this advocacy into reality when she had the privilege to be one of the pioneers of the senior high department of the K-12 program of Department of Education. It was a challenging thing for her, but at the same time promising being able to produce graduates who are now enjoying the basics of swimming that they are very much thankful for they have used it in their fields of endeavor. She has always told, as what she said, I have always told my learners to never stop learning and to have the 99% guts and 100%
100%.
talent of drive in order to succeed in life. Totoo yan, Tita Pasik,
Very
right?
true, very
Yes.
true.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce to you our guest for today. Wow. She is my former student, Tita,
Oh
when
my
I was
gosh.
teaching in high school there back in Bacolod City, Negros Occidental High School. Marijoy Iman Vestel. Good morning
Welcome.
there.
Welcome, Marijoy.
Marijoy,
Yes,
good
yes,
morning there in
hello.
Bacolod.
Good morning and good evening in the US and good evening and good morning everywhere in the
Yeah.
world right
Okay,
now.
anywhere in the world.
Yes.
That's true. But anyway, Mary Joy, before we start, before we will grill you, we want to ask, kamusta dira? Kamusta dyan sa Bacolod? Because
Bacolod.
we know that the COVID there is increasing and increasing. How's the status dyan?
Yeah, at the moment, Ma'am Jude, we are basically in GCQ, which is the General Community Quarantine Guidelines of IATF, because the cases are really much high at the moment.
Oh no.
Grabe po talaga yung
Oh,
increase every day. It's
Every
like it
day.
doesn't go down to 1,000, I think.
oh my
Yes.
goodness.
Every day it's 1,000 and that's a lot.
That's
Yeah.
a lot for
That's a
for a
lot.
city.
Yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
Bacolod is not, or Negros is not that very big,
That's a big no.
but
Okay,
right.
that's
Yeah.
right.
But 1,000 is a lot.
It's a big
So,
number.
it
Mhm.
is, Tita. So that's why
Right.
the GCQ daw sila ngayon.
Oh,
Pero, Mary Joy, tell us about your status there in the school. Do you go to school
Oh,
every day? Ano ngayon ang status dyan?
it really depends at the moment. We are just being scheduled in going to school because of the guidelines as well. They're very strict when going out, and it's mostly online. We only go to school because we have to do some checking, and because we're already in the end part of the school year.
the school
And
year.
that's why we've been doing the checking of the forms and everything. But
Right.
we're not really allowed to be in the school for now because of the cases, which is very high.
Oh wow. Okay.
So even one day in a week, you don't go?
Last week we have been there, like it's scheduled, as I said. We've been there like 2-3 days in a week only, just to
Oh,
do the form checking, because we're readying up for the graduation this coming July 22, I think. Yeah.
okay.
So
Intake.
so school over there ends in July. Around what time? And when do you open again for the next school year?
For the ending, we've been told that it's in July 22, but then for the opening, ma'am, I don't know yet. We don't have any guidelines for the
Yeah,
for the
okay.
exact date.
But it's probably in
September, I
end
would
of August or September.
September, yes.
Oh
What
my
are you using right now for your learning modality? Is all just modular?
No, because we are in a public school, or I am in the public school. Negros Occidental High School is a very huge public school here in Bacolod, Negros Occidental. We have two kinds of learning modalities. We have the digital as well as the modular print,
Okay.
because not all can basically afford the technology at the moment.
Exactly.
So we have been doing the modular print as well. But before, we just been printing the modules in the convenience of the houses of the teachers.
Oh no.
Yeah. Well, there's really a lot of challenges as well, but we manage, and we're now into the end part of the school year.
Very good.
Yeah.
So bigyan
Marriage-
kita, bigyan natin muna si Joy. Mag-greet pala sa kanyang mga teachers.
Yeah, nakalimutan natin. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
It's your turn.
Hello, Bacolod City, Negros Occidental. Good morning. And I hope everyone is just in the comforts of their home. We better be safe. I'm sorry.
Right.
Being in the houses is the most valuable thing that you can do right now to help the society, to basically lessen down the cases as we speak.
Correct.
And I also got friends in the Middle East because I used to be in Dubai for quite some time.
Oh, really?
And I think it's early morning there. And also in the US, I have my family, so I'd like to greet everyone, my family, as well as co-teachers. Thank you, by the way, for inviting me, Ma'am Judy and Ma'am Pasit.
You're welcome.
Yes, it's our
an honor.
pleasure.
Yeah.
Yes, it's our pleasure that you said yes, Mom Judy.
Right.
Sure.
She couldn't say no, right?
If it's Ma'am Judy, no, I cannot say no. It's always yes.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
learned a lot of values from Mom Judy because she was my values
The
education
value
teacher.
teacher. Oh,
Yes.
Values education.
yeah.
O,
It's
Tita Paset, it's your turn.
it's very good for a former student to acknowledge the contribution ng kanyang former teacher. It really is
Always.
very heartwarming and inspiring, and I appreciate you for doing that, acknowledging Judy as your teacher. And that was like how many, 5 years ago?
I hope
Judy doesn't look old at all to be your teacher.
1992 pa daw. 1992.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, you know what? Ito munang medyo not so good aspect ng ating edukasyon ngayon sa Pilipinas. Before we go to the nicer and more positive things about Philippine education. Kasi ang dami kong nababasa at naririnig na criticisms about modules.
Mhm.
Ngayon, ang tanong ko ay, I know it was sudden that the education department had to decide na mag-module na nga lang kasi walang internet, walang technology ang maraming places sa Pilipinas. Maraming schools. Now, ang tanong ko what was the system like sa pag-produce ng module nyo? For example, high school teacher ka, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So how did you produce the modules? Did you work with the other people in your subject area, or did you do the modules alone individually? How was it like?
Basically, we started implementing modules when Department of Education nagsabi na, yeah, we will not gonna have face-to-face, right? And
Correct.
then, syempre, we were late to actually start the school year.
Correct.
Most of the private schools started already like August, September. But us, we started only in October. I think it's due to the fact that the head office or the national office was already trying, the curriculum department basically, was trying to implement adjusted what we call this, learning competencies na kayang i-target yung mga learnings ng mga bata.
Skills.
So
Right.
skills and everything. So
Right.
they compressed some of the learning competencies in order to address it, and then pumasok na dito sa region. And what the region and the division did is, syempre, we have to collaborate with different fields or subjects. Kaya nagkaano sila, naglamp sila ng mga core groups to create the modules itself. There's no perfect modules at the moment, but then nagtulong-tulungan po lahat. We've been helping each other because my focus is physical education. So and in the beginning of the pandemic of the school year as well, I made modules pretty much for the physical education 3 and 4. Yeah, so there was a collaboration, and then there's also modules from the division which you can either use if you like, and then you can also edit some of it, because some of the modules actually, ma'am, are very long and very challenging. Let's face it, kasi it's the start and it's the beginning. Kumbaga, it's a trial and error process pa eh. That is why there's a lot of complaints.
Correct.
Na ang hirap daw, and of course, kahit sino naman, if they're not used to it, they will always complain and have criticism on how this
be implemented.
Process to be implemented. Yeah. And that is why, tama po kayo, Ma'am Pasit, na talagang grabe yung criticism, grabe yung mga ano yun, yung mga negative reklamo. And it's really sad for those na hindi kinaya, and because this is really a trying time. But Department of Education is really trying their best, or our best, to still educate our students.
That's right.
Kasi nga, as I've said, education doesn't stop, or learning doesn't stop itself. Kaya nga, mahirap po. Yeah, we've been into printing in our houses, as I said a while ago, na wala pa po kasing mga printer lahat. So, oo, kasi kulang nga yung facility, kulang yung mga yung mga papers, printer itself, yung ganon. Kaya nga, luckily, slowly, or as time goes by, yung mga LGUs, yung mga NGOs, marami naman po nag-donate.
Tumulong. Okay.
Tumutulong talaga.
Very
And yeah.
good. So, ang nangyari pala, yung the basic learning outcomes or objectives came down from the Department of
From the
Education.
national. Yes,
So,
po.
kayo ngayon, halimbawa, yung division ninyo, Division of Negros Occidental, kayo mismo ang gumawa ng modules ninyo for your division.
Bale, there's an anchor of the basic, the main objective and the learning competencies, and we were the one who incorporate all the activity sheets, the learnings of what student needs to be done in accordance or an alignment of the learning competencies that the national has given us.
So it's like almost a year ago when you started with modules. Kumusta na ngayon? Is it now smoother? Is it now better? Are the children getting the hang of it? Yung bang hindi na sila masyadong hirap because it's too high or it's too easy? Ano na ngayon ang evaluation ninyo ng
I think the way I see it, they're getting the hang of it. Actually, our learners right now are very much techy. Marami po sa kanila are very much knowledgeable when it comes to digital kasi we have two kinds of learning modalities. We have the digital as well as the print. Now, with the print, they can actually access only like in a small amount sa messenger po. So that's where they try to pass their outputs. For the moment, most of them naman po is are very much inclined na magpasa ng kanilang mga modules. And yeah, there is sometimes we call late kasi nga wala kasi silang they don't have the
capability
transportation, yung ganon. Hindi nila kaagad ma-soli yung module in school.
That's right.
In the process. But we in the school itself, we have to understand these situations. Kasi nga, as I've said, I am from the public school. So hindi lahat kaya ang maging yung in the manner of budget. Wala kasi lahat.
Yeah,
kulang na pera. Kulang po talaga.
Thank you Tita Pasit. May segundo ako dyan kay Tita Pasit na question with regards to the modality of learning modality. So you are using right now modular.
Yes po.
Ano kaya ang level of impact ng modality sa tatlo ang nakita ko dito sa pag-prepare nila tita, 'di ba? Sa pag-implement nila at sa pag-assess nila. So do you think ano ang mga impact na makita natin sa mga teachers? Psychologically, anong nakita mo? Mga
Yes, well, the challenge
personally sa iyo Marijoy, ano nakita mo?
With me, the first thing that challenged me the most was that where will I get the knowledge or where will I get the content. Tama. But then we go back to the basic, yung libro, diba? We get it from the books, but the pressure, what pressure actually gave me is that paano ko kaya how can I spread this learning through just print and through just digital? Diba? Because everyone is still adjusting. Andun po yung sleepless nights na sana I hope that my student will actually grasp the concept of this lesson. I hope the student will basically know how to do this kind of exercise because we don't do any kasi po physical education is a performance-based outcome. Ang hirap po na makita or
print.
Sa print. Paano sabi ko? Anyway, we cross the bridge that they eventually you have to adjust. Pag hindi kaya, for example, in the print, kasi wala naman nga silang pera para to be online all the time.
Correct.
And they don't have the gadgets to record themselves. Like for example, kasi po part ng physical education are dances. So they do the TikTok. Hindi lahat po pwedeng mag-TikTok. Kasi nga wala silang So the burden for me or for us physical education is paano namin mahihit yung target ng performance nila. So what we do is we change it into activities like learning sheets na okay, that will actually cater. So the burden po, Ma'am Jude and Ma'am Paset, parang grabe. But then also the quality, the quantity. Imagine your students are gonna be compiling and passing all the grades. Yeah, you know what public is like. We don't have little students. We have very much big students per se. We have like 50 students in a class.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine you have to
Dami.
check all their outputs. Hindi mo naman
Correct.
kasi you cannot just blind them off or blindsided it na okay, nagpasa siya. What quality is that gonna be there?
Correct.
Kung hindi mo naman i-check, right? So
Yeah.
that is why sabi nga nila, okay lang, nasa bahay kami. Yeah. But then we're actually working like 24 hours every day just to check the modules itself.
Exactly.
In order to actually give the quality education that our student really needs.
Need, correct, and deserve.
The mental
my gosh.
impact, Ma'am Jude, is really, really high. Kaya nga sabi nila, akala nila that we're just in the house. Hindi po. We're also, we have also families to attend to. Minsan nga, I'm just really sitting down and I'm just telling my kids and my partner na, can you just please help me out? Can you do the domestic side of the house because I am still checking modules? Ganito po yung nangyayari. I'm just like really literally like 24 hours on my laptop just to check.
So mentally, it's very burden.
It's draining. It is draining really. It's draining.
You know what, Marijoy, early on, siguro, di ba nag-start ang modular, mga
October na po.
September, October, no?
Yes,
And then, a month or so later, may isang high-ranking official sa national level na criticize ang teacher. Sabi na, mga teachers, binabayaran natin ngayon sila. They're just at home, walang ginagawa. That kind of thing, nagalit ako noon. So I commented strongly kasi could they just try walking in your shoes kahit na isang araw lang, hindi nila kakayanin yun.
True po.
Talaga, nakakaano sila.
Kasi po, checking alone one output, it's not only 5 minutes. Hindi po pwede. Kasi normally we have to give a 30 seconds, for example, output in a dance. Hindi mo naman kayang just click through it. Diba? So,
right.
Kasi may rubrics kami na kailangan i-meet nila at least.
Right.
Na may learning na nangyayari.
Correct.
And that's the sad part. I know marami pong nagsasabi na ang teacher nasa bahay na lang.
Nasa bahay lang.
Silaks lang sila. If they only know what's behind it. You know, when you're really checking modules and trying to educate them as well.
Just to let you know, I'm I have your back. Kapag may nababasa negative, comment din ako kaagad kasi I want to correct it kasi mali eh.
Yeah.
Mali.
So you are saying that emotionally, I mean,
so
mentally, emotionally, psychologically draining siya. How about when we say physically? Ang preparation nyo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, grabe po. Kasi when the mind is tired, your body goes tired as well.
Of course.
I mean, it follows naman, Ma'am Jude. Kaya nga minsan, hindi mo na nga alam yung oras. Uy, alas 12 na pala. I haven't finished. Yeah, alas 3 ng umaga na pala. And I haven't finished.
Yeah,
kaya minsan, yung hindi na po tama yung sleeping pattern mo. Naiiba na yun yung physical mo.
Understand.
Before you have your timeline. Like for example, you sleep at 8 o'clock or let's say 10 the most, 10 in the evening. And then you wake up at 4:30 or 5. Ngayon iba na po eh. Minsan you stay awake until 3 in the morning and you sleep.
Wake up.
Maybe only like wake up again at 7 o'clock kasi hindi ko pa tapos yung isang klase. And I have to really finish it. Kasi nga, sa isang sa isang class, no, in the semester, you need to have at least four performance tasks.
Yeah, madami yan.
So imagine the 4 performance tasks, and for example, in the first time I had 900 plus students checking all those. 4 times.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sure. It's not a joke.
Because noon sa klase nyo 50 na yan eh. I-times ko 7 yan, tita. 7 ang sa amin. So mga 350 lang man. Sa iyo is 900?
Yes po. Because my concentration is PE. So,
Correct.
lahat ng PE ng class. And that time, I was the only grade 12 teacher in first sem
PE.
last year. Kasi, one of my colleagues already transferred in the higher education or in college. So, I said, okay, fine. I was handling 22 classes. But I managed
no.
eventually. I know, it's draining.
50
Yeah.
children class.
Yeah, I kept the chill, and I was also we have STI. We call it STI, student teacher interaction. Mine is every Wednesday from 8 to 10. Sometimes they go inside, sometimes they don't, because as I've said, we don't force students naman to attend talaga ng STI.
Oh, okay.
Kasi some of them doesn't have the gadgets. They don't have the money also, and that's why with the kaya dalawa yung gagawin mo, ma'am, the digital as well as the print.
Okay.
Pero magsabi tayo digital, Marijoy,
Yes po.
it's not LMS, it's not learning management system na talagang no.
We have to use either Messenger. The least is Messenger.
Okay.
We're not
Yun
allowed to
talaga.
use Zoom because
So,
malaki yung kinakain niya.
Right.
So depende po.
Facebook na lang mo.
Yeah, but then I use Google Classroom talaga po. Google is a big help. Kasi I cannot manage all their outputs kung wala ho akong LMS eh. Kaya ang ginamit ko is the Google Classroom. So some of them, they actually pass there or they submit their outputs there, which is
So
good.
on.
Kasi nakikita mo kaagad. I made sure na I have the folders for each class. Kaya, eventually, I get the hang of it.
Do you get budget from the DepEd?
For those, ma'am, for extras?
Google Zoom, yung mga gastos dyan. Do you get some budget for that?
We don't. We only get our salary.
Your pocket ka talaga kukuha.
Yeah, exactly. Our
Oh
internet,
my God.
I think they gave us last time 500 pesos allowance.
Tapos yun, isang buwan lang yun.
Wala pa kayo isang buwan mampasit.
Or even less.
Just imagine, imagine the internet bill is actually, yung sinubscribe ko ngayon is 2,900 pesos a month.
A month.
Just to have a very good internet connection.
Oh God. Oh,
How
God.
much?
3,000, around 3,000 pesos,
3,000.
ma'am.
Grabe. And that's
So,
from your pocket.
From our salary.
So sa journey mo as a teacher, sa PE teacher, sa
Yes,
ngayon, ang journey mo, masabi mo na madugo? Talaga
Yeah, it's much hectic.
Bloody.
It's bloody hectic, yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, now let's turn to something more
Positive.
uplifting and something more
Uplifting,
pleasant.
yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned, I read in your bio note that you started to learn at an early age of 17. I'm guessing this is when you started college, At 17.
I was in college and I dropped out from college.
Okay, and then, so ngayon, how many years have you been a teacher and what are the nicest experiences that you have?
That I have. Yeah. I became a full-time teacher, obviously, just 5 years. Because I used to be an instructor in Dubai. It wasn't really in the academy. I taught, I am a Master Scuba Diver Trainer of PADI, and that was my bread and butter before. As I have said, I was in the University of Life. I was 17 when I went abroad to seek greener pasture, and it was in the Middle East. So I became an instructor, and so it's like education also, but in a different level.
Yeah.
It's just doing skills. So I said to myself, this is not really for a long term because I was a woman and being a girl in scuba diving is really challenging. Kasi nga, there's some physiological aspect of scuba diving. It's very strenuous. So I said to myself, maybe when I retire, I'll become a teacher. So that's where I said that I found my niche. And then I studied my bachelor's degree. It's also modular kasi nga nasa Dubai ako that time. So education there is very expensive as we know because it's international. So I was in Bohol studying my secondary course, which is MAPE. And then when I graduated, I instantly took my license as INLET, the teacher's board, and I luckily passed. And then from then on, when the K-12 start here in the Philippines, I had the privilege to start as a pioneer also in 2016. So from 2016, when I started teaching in the public school, I also started doing my master's degree. And eventually I finished it in 2019. And then I continued so on. I didn't stop schooling. And now I'm doing my doctor's degree or Doctor of Education. And the good part of it is that everything was still adjusting kasi. When we were in K-12, the very beginning of the implementation in 2016, lahat ho nangangapa. Kasi ano yung gagawin? Kasi it's a new curriculum.
Right, it was new.
Let's face it. And then everything was still, wala pa po mga buildings, hindi pa po kompleto yung infrastructures and everything. So it was so funny because we have to cut the class in the morning as well as in the afternoon. So we have a 6 to 12 class for grade 11 and 12 to 6 class for grade 12 because we don't have the infrastructures, we don't have the rooms.
Correct.
We have to share. Kaya nga, it's so nice to have experienced this kind of situations. But it's also an honor in my part kasi nga I am serving the Filipino youth. Kasi nga umuwi ako rito in the fact that before the pandemic, as I've said, I innovated the swimming lessons or incorporate rather the swimming lesson kasi advocacy ko talaga po na to teach the youth of the Philippines how to swim because I've seen how we were criticized abroad, especially yung mga lifeguards natin na Filipino. We are not a competent swimmer, let's face it. Nasa study ho yan. Filipinos, even though that we are surrounded by bodies of water,
right.
A lot of Filipinos doesn't know how to swim. Kaya nga, when they go out from the Philippines and take a job in a water skill-based careers, lagi ho tayong nasa huli. Kasi nga, we're not competent.
Really?
Let's face it. Yes po. Hindi
Okay,
lahat.
I have a question. Because
Yes,
when I was teaching this class, there are maybe mga high school. Oh, high school sila.
Grade 8 po. Grade 8. We were grade 8.
Okay. Mga section 1 ito sila, tita.
Yeah.
Marijoy is one of the top students. Akala ko nga, very good ito sa mathematics, science, mga ganun ng mga academics. Ano ang sa iyo na nag-scuba diving? Kaya,
ang layo, no?
Exactly. Oo nga po. Yes,
akala ko nga ka nurse ito kang mag-doktor eh.
Oo. Jude, if you remember way back in high school, I used to be an athlete, right? I was a track and field runner.
Track and field.
Track and field ako, diba? But then, maybe because I went abroad and then I was so interested. Kasi nga, I fear water. I nearly drowned when I was small. So sabi ko, I need to do something about this. Sabi ko ganyan. Kailangan kong tanggalin yung takot ko. So when I overcame my fear, and then nung nag-ano na ako na scuba diving, nakita ko talaga na the underwater world is totally magnificent, beautiful. The creation of our Lord Almighty, sabi ko, wow, this is really the epitome. Nung nasa diving na ako. Kaya nga sabi ko, I've been a scuba diving instructor for at least 15 years.
That's very long.
It is, yeah. As I've said, that was my bread and butter when I was in Dubai. So, doon ko po nakikita kasi na I was teaching per se, but then also enjoying it at the same time because scuba diving is a recreational sport. It is a hobby.
Right.
Oo. Tapos sabi ko nga, kasi tumatanda nga po tayo, and as a woman, as I've said, strenuous po yun. It's very physically
Draining.
Draining as well. Muscle-wise and everything. Because we're not really born masculine eh. Babae kasi tayo. Kaya yon. So I said, okay, future plan, I need to do something. So I wanted to be a teacher. So that's where I ended up teaching. And then, nung inopen ko na with the principal, Sir Amaka, na, Sir, one of the curriculum here in senior high school, PE4, is aquatics. Sabi ko, why don't we hit this doing swimming lessons with our students? Because this is a lifelong skill.
Exactly.
Hindi lang nila maano yan. Kaya dun ko po nag-start po ako in 2017. Kasi in 2016, grade 11 pa lang yung mga students namin. So in 2017, I basically managed to do an innovation. And ako po yung pumunta kay Governor Marañon to actually ask them that we can use panaad. I don't know if you still remember panaad, Ma'am Jude. Panaad is a sports complex where there's the swimming pool there.
Oh, okay.
With Olympic size pool and at
Right.
saka yung short course pool. I basically managed to make a lesson out of that.
Proud
And
of
then
you.
10
Wow.
lessons po yung nakuha ng mga students natin. And then proud to say that the first batch who graduated were basically telling me, Miss Joy, we're very thankful that you have taught us swimming because some of
yeah.
them went
Very
to
good.
fisheries, some of them went to being marine biologists. So you
Right.
cannot be in those skills or even in nautical. You cannot be really a competent student kung hindi ho kayo
Hindi ka
marunong
marunong.
mag-swim.
Yeah.
Yes. Kaya nga po, nakatulong din po ako kahit
Oh,
paano.
yeah.
Marijoy,
Yes po.
you know, I am amazed at how you were able to see the need for your students to learn swimming.
Yeah.
You were able to convince the supervisors that it's
And
The principal,
the
the
governor.
governor.
Well, my question is, para sa ating mga nakikinig, they might want to go into that too. Ano ang ginawa mong preparation para ka naging swimmer at ka naging scuba diver instructor? Can you please tell us how you prepared yourself for that?
Yeah, I think it is because of the University of Life from Pacit. I mean, whatever the challenges have been thrown to me every day, I just get it from there. Kung sabi ko nga, if I had the fear before in swimming, I told myself to overcome it. And I did. So,
Did you
nakita ko po sa
enroll?
experience ko po.
Uh-huh.
I was lucky enough when I was in Dubai to be hired in the Pavilion Dive Center, the Jumeirah Pavilion Dive Center. Tapos sila na po yung nagpaaral sa akin while I'm actually working. So it's like, a learning process while working. Kaya I grabbed the opportunity.
Yeah, but when you go abroad,
When you went there.
nakatapos ka na ng bachelor's degree mo?
Not yet. No, Ma'am Jud. As I've said, I dropped out in LaSalle. Yeah, I used to be a computer science student in
Okay.
LaSalle because I was also a varsity scholar but that time. But then, sabi ko
Dahil
nga,
itong si Marijoy, very smart ito na estudyante.
hindi po.
Scuba diving.
I know.
It's very
hindi
evident.
ko- Yeah, I mean, when I started really working in scuba diving, hindi ko naman po kasi alam lahat. As I've said, I just get along every day as what the challenges have brought me into it.
Wow.
Doon ka
And
nag-aral. Doon ka
Doon
nag-aral
po ako
sa Dubai.
nag-aral sa Dubai. So,
Okay.
yeah, Pavilion Dive Center po ang nag-hone sa akin, ang nag-train sa akin for
Very
like
good.
4 years until I reached the Master Scuba Diver Trainer level.
Wow.
And then, doon ko po kinuha. And kasi nakikita ko kasi po, marami po tayong Pinoy na mga lifeguard po. We have a lot of kabayans. Or
Really?
Filipinos.
Saan?
Sa Dubai po. Because there's a lot
Really?
of water parks in UAE.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
Lifeguards.
Yeah, lifeguards. And nakita ko kasi doon na they have to make two kinds of lifeguards. The shallow water lifeguards as well as
And
the lifeguards. Like the Baywatch
the
lifeguards.
deep
Yeah.
water.
That's-
Okay.
Kaya yun sabi ko, why not just in the shallow water because I'm not a competent swimmer? I said, well, you can learn it. I mean, because swimming is a skill. Kaya doon ko po nakuha yung idea na, ay, talaga palang. And the sad thing is, kahit na magaling na sila, just because they come from a shallow water lifeguard level, yung parang ang hirap po kumuha ng promotion. Kumuha ng
Course. Oo. Kulang.
pero even in my field sa scuba diving, ako lang po yung babae kasi sa amin. We were 4 instructors and the only woman. And then the only thing I think that they hired me, it's because in the Middle East, you cannot teach women, let's say Muslims, they cannot be taught by a man.
Ba naman?
Kaya
That's
kaya kinuha din po nila ako so that I will be teaching the
Woman
let's say
to
the
woman.
STECAS, woman to
Right.
woman.
Oo.
Kaya inaral ko po talaga. And then
Very good.
and then I finished it. And that is why where I took the passion na ay kailangan ko talagang I need to teach something and make a difference in the grassroots eh.
Oh,
Kasi
very
kung doon na sa malalaki, mahirap na kasi yon. Sabi ko, dapat in the beginning. Actually, ma'am, I was really thinking na sana sa elementary to binibigay.
Simula na. Yeah.
Simula talaga in the
Right.
grassroots. Kasi mas mainam. Pero anyway, at least in senior high, nakita ng mga students the importance of swimming. And now the pandemic came. Yeah, ang hirap. Wala nang face to face. So there's no swimming anymore.
Walang
So
swimming
I
lessons.
also made an action research. Luckily it was backed up by the division. Yun, in the house na lang lahat ng mga exercises. Wala ho tayong magagawa because of the pandemic. But then I told my students that I hope that after the pandemic, what you have learned as an exercise, which
Correct.
will be basically helping you in swimming, will help you really in the reality when we will go back to normal.
Oh yeah. Good luck to
Wow.
you. Napakagaling nitong advocacy mo. I really,
Yeah.
when I was reading your bio note, I did not really think that was very important, yung tungkol sa advocacy mo. And now, after you have explained it, I see how important and significant it is sa ating mga estudyante. And yeah, maybe once a week or once a month swimming sa mga lower grades in the elementary schools, and then sa high school will be once a week or something like that will be very beneficial. Mm-mm.
Because the swimming skill that we do in the senior high, it's in the span of second sem. We have 5 months in the class.
Oh, I see.
So we have to schedule it. Kasi nga ang dami po namin. I don't know if you've seen the picture, Ma'am Jude, the new bio sketch that I have given you, that there's like 250 in one go in the swimming pool.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
250 students.
Pero,
Imagine that.
Grabe. How can
Right. Grabe, ano?
It's a
Pero,
matter of managing po, organizing it and managing it. And mag-isa lang po ako.
mag-isa ka lang? Walang ibang teachers?
We
who
were,
teach?
kaya hindi
there
ba
were
siguro
two of us.
marunong ang mga ibang teachers mag-swimming?
That's why they have to learn too. Okay.
Meron, yeah.
Alright.
And some of my colleagues were actually, can we join? I said, yeah, it's very much open. And before we start the swimming lessons pala, Ma'am Jude, I always talk in the PTC, in the Parents-Teacher Conference. Kasi we need to get the approval of the parents. Nakakatuwa po kasi when I start, I always say, okay, I'm here to discuss about swimming. Before that, may I know who actually knows how to swim? Ayun, mga ngilan-ngilan ho ang nag-hands up.
Very few. Okay.
Kasi very few. And then when I say, very competent swimming skills, sabi ko gano'n, that you can actually save yourself and save others, maya-maya po,
Dumami na.
bumababa. Hindi, bumababa na po.
Bumababa.
Wala na. Kasi nga, they're not competent swimmers. Marunong lang sila lumangoy in the sense na kasi doon sila nakatira.
For
gilid ng
recreation.
dagat, for recreation. Pero yung iba, yung mga mangingisda na mga parents, yes, marunong sila. Pero they can only save themselves. Yung ganon na tipo. So kaya, makita mo na, ay, okay, kailangan pala ng mga bata to.
Yeah.
And then, they approve. And then, we have the liability, the medical. Before we take them to the school, may process po talaga. Because some students are not medically fit.
This is very interesting. Very interesting.
Question, Marijoy, one question.
Yes, po.
So far, do you know how many divisions have, swimming or aquatics in their curriculum?
All of it. It's there. It's in the curriculum. Lahat sila. But I just don't know how many who implements it really well. Kumbaga, I don't know their program. Hindi ko po alam kung ilan talagang school or division ang nag-implement and how they implement it. Pero sa Negros Occidental High School po, that's how we did it. And I'm so thankful that Sir Amaka was very supportive in the endeavor. And then also, we had a tie with the John B. Lacson School before. They let us use their facility as well, which is very good.
Wow.
May mga collaborations po. May
Tita Pasit, siguro interesado ka din magpakasirina ka muna, tita.
Marunong ako, langoy aso.
Well, that's the start po, ma'am.
Alam mo,
That's the start, di ba?
Yeah, that's the start.
Pero, how I wish na maging sirina muna ako.
Especially this summertime.
Pero Marijoy, mayroon ka
po.
ditong sinabi mo na, I always tell my learners to never stop learning.
Learning.
To have the 99 guts
99% guts
and 1% talent of
Yeah.
drive of
Succeeding.
drive in
Yeah.
order to succeed
To
in
succeed.
life. Tell
Lagi
me
ko po
about this.
sinasabi yan.
Muna.
Yeah.
What is that
Kasi nga
99
po,
guts?
If you don't have the guts, how can you make use of your 1% talent, di ba? we have a lot of talented students. We have a lot of talented people, but they don't have the guts to actually show it to the world. Di po ba? Kaya nga ho ako, sabi nga, arisgada, something like that in Ilonggo. Arisgada, gid ni siya, something like that.
How do you translate that? Atrevida?
No, it's not
aggressive.
Risk taker.
Risk taker.
Oh, okay.
Risk taker. Risk taker.
Risk,
Maybe because, as I've said, I've been to the University of Life. Kaya nga, when I say, every time it's a start of the school, I will always tell my student, you have to have 99% guts and 1% talent in order to succeed. Sabi ko sa kanila. Sabi ko, because hindi mo magagamit yung talent mo eh. However talented you are, if you don't have the drive, the guts, na ipupush out mo yung talent mo, walang mangyayari. Kaya sabi ko nga, look at me now, even if I have done it reverse way, kasi nga, I've been to University of Life first, and then now I'm studying full on in my education, in the academe. At least I am really succeeding. Kasi nga, guts, kahit ang hirap, pagsabayin yung trabaho at pag-aaral, I still...
No guts, no glory.
No guts, no glory. Kasi po, Ma'am
Marijoy,
diving is not a joke. Scuba diving is not a joke. It's a life-threatening hobby.
Oh my God.
Sabi nga daw nila, nakakatakot sa lahat ng hindi marunong. Sabi ko nga, if I have done it, kasi nga, when I said 99% guts, as I've said before, I used to be afraid. I had a trauma with water because I nearly drowned.
Correct.
So, without my guts, hindi ko po na, hindi ko na overcome lahat yun.
Hindi na.
Yeah.
My question is, just a little clarification. Kasi you keep mentioning University of Life. Is that a real university or the,
it's the life
experience?
It's life experience.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when I say University of Life, it's life experience.
Kasi merong University of Life sa Pilipinas, di ba? Meron eh. University of Life. In Pasig something. Pasig.
Really, tita?
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, University of Life in Pasig. Oh, okay. All right. So
what I know is University of People. Nakita ko yung University of People. Pero University of Life. Pero at least now I know.
Nung panahon ko yan.
Okay.
I don't know if it's still there. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But it was that.
When I say University of Life, it's a metaphor of experience.
Yeah, it's a metaphor. Okay. Which is very
So now,
true.
we have 10 minutes left, tita, for our, maganda ito. Different ito na
Yes,
interview,
voice.
tita.
Right.
Talagang different voice of teacher.
Yeah.
Her experience.
Yeah.
Mayroon akong i-question. So, sa ngayon, ano ang ma-recommend mo sa mga teachers na hindi marunong mag-swim? Katulad ka dito. Pasit.
Yeah.
Ano
I think what's best right now is because we are so very limited with what's going on. Keep on watching swimming skills tutorials. Kasi when you set your mind on it, pag nakita mo kasi, we people are very visual, diba? So when we see it, and constantly we try to think about it, we will be managing once we're already in the water. But as what you're seeing, don't normally just jump into the deep end. No, it's not the point. What I'm saying is your constant viewing of this kind of tutorials in swimming will help you at least give you the confidence to go into the water in the first place. And then you have to start it step by step. There's no such thing as cutting corners or becoming successful in just one go. No, swimming takes a while. Even me, I have to I have to actually do it for years in order for me to be a competent swimmer. And I'm not saying that I'm an Olympian or anything.
Right.
It's just that I know how to deal in any situation when it comes to water skills.
Wow.
Hindi ako yung normally nag-aano talaga because it takes time, because it's a skill. And it's also dangerous if you don't know anything about it. So visual po na learning for the moment because we are very limited. I think that's the only thing that you can do. And also what I also teach my students is that even in your bed po, Ma'am Jude and Ma'am Pasit, you can actually start trying to kick properly. Because sa swimming po, the very first thing that you need to learn is how to kick.
To kick.
Yeah, yung kicking po kasi.
Diyan na lang
we-
kami yan ni Tita Pasit sa
you
kicking.
can actually do that in your bed. You have to all you have to do is just straighten your legs and point your toes. Yes, Ma'am Jude. It really actually helps. You have to,
Kawawa yung asawa ko, I'll be kicking him.
okay.
Masabi mo si
Anybody
Tito.
around you.
Tito, kailangan.
Anyway, okay, I have one last question kay Marijoy before kasi we are almost about to end.
Yeah.
Yung transition mo from the University of Life to the academe,
Yeah.
ano ang may advice mo sa ating mga listeners and viewers how to do it? Kasi ayun nga, nag-scuba ka, etc., etc., and then wala ka pang college degree, then you went to get it. And tell them how you managed to transition from that to that one.
Okay. I think it's a matter of goals. If you have set yourself for your future life, then you would know how to transition yourself easily, with ease. It's organizing your thoughts. Okay, sabi ko nga sa sarili ko, I think I only gonna be stopping to be a full-time scuba diving instructor at the age of this. So I've stopped like in the age of 37. Okay. And then it's a matter of perspective also na you have to be open in that transition. Kasi hindi ka magiging successful kung may baggages ka.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if you're not ready to embrace your new career. Kasi nga, it's a big transition. Although from an instructorship and into the academe. Kasi you have to study the curriculum, you have to study professional education, yung lahat na yan. Right. So it's a matter of discipline as well. Kung disiplinado po kayo, you will never go astray.
Exactly. Very good.
That's what helped me.
Yes, thank you, Marijoy. Thank you.
Yeah.
This is, as what I said, it's a different kind of
Yeah.
experience, a journey,
Yeah.
right? A journey. So Marijoy is just only, she has been a teacher for 5 years in the academy.
Yes. 5 years. And good luck to you, Marijoy. I'm very impressed with your advocacy.
True.
I am very impressed. I hope, you keep doing it, and then I don't know what else you can do, but just keep working on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Tita Pasit, maybe you have the quotes now.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Then Marijoy, yours, and then me last.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I hope this ties up with Marijoy's philosophy in life. Okay, this begins with accept what is, let go what was, and have faith in what will be. So like, I think Marijoy did all these, yung present niya, and then pagkatapos she thought about something, let go of that thing, and then now she is doing
keeps moving
what
right.
she was, what will be for her in the next years of her life.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
She's still young. She has
22 of years to
Yeah.
Young at heart po.
Young at heart. Okay. Marijoy, it's your turn.
Yeah, well, I think the only getaway that I can actually share to our listeners as well as to our viewers is faith. Okay? It's all about believing. You don't know how it will happen, but you know it will.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. It will.
So, mine, I am going to recap everything. This is about Joy. Develop a passion for learning. That's what she did, and she is doing. If you do, you will never cease to grow.
Wow.
Yes.
Excellent.
So, thank you, Marijoy.
Thank you so
Pinaulakan mo kami sa invitation namin sa iyo. Tita Pasit, thank you so much for being with me.
I learned a lot from Marijoy,
Oh, yeah.
I learned a lot.
From the modality of learning modality of modules until sa pagkasirina natin. We learn really sa kicking, tita. Okay? Kailangan start ka mag-kicking. Stop na lang sa ating mga learning education. So kicking na naman. So thank you very much, tita.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you so
Tita
much.
Josie.
Get well.
Get well, and we want to say we love you, Tita Josie. We miss you right now.
And we will see her on the next taping.
The next taping. Taping natin.
Okay.
Sa Monday. Okay, thank you very much, Joy, Tita Pacita.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. You're welcome.
Johan,
And
thank you too.
thank you, Johan. And goodbye to everybody. Bye.
Yes po. Yeah. Yeah. Yes po. One word po. Marijoy. Yes po. Yes po. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Scuba Diver Trainer po. Diver Trainer of PADI. I don't know if you know PADI, Professional Association of Diving Instructors. Opo. Oo. Kasi I think it's from America talaga, yung ano niya. Yeah. Thank you po. Yeah. Nice to meet you too. Bye.